Hey, what's going on, CoinOpTV subscribers? Robert welcome here, and in this video I want to do another review of a Shaw Brothers martial arts kung fu film from the early 80s. This time it is The Sword Stained with Royal Blood from 1981. Director Chang Cheh, Shaw Brothers martial arts movie with a handful of Venoms in it. I guess you can kind of classify it as a Venom Mob movie because it's got three or more Venoms, right? Is that classified? We've got Philip Kwok, who was the lizard in Five Venoms, Chang Cheh, the student, and Lu Fang, the centipede. So we got three there. I watched this on Amazon Prime with subtitles not too long ago. Apparently the movie is based off of a novel by the same name by Louis Cha, which I'm not familiar with that. And I'm finding out now that I'm older, rewatching a lot of these Shaw Brothers movies, that a lot of these are taken from novels and literary material, it's fascinating to sort of find out a little more of this backstory. When I used to watch Shaw Brothers movies as a kid, there was no Wikipedia, there was no internet. You were just basically watching for the characters, the drama, the depth, the compelling storyline. And now that I'm older, watching these and rewatching them back and doing some research and doing these videos and talking to some other Shaw Brothers fans, it's interesting to sort of see where the stories kind of came from and how they came together and stuff like that. So with that said, it is another one of these convoluted plots, which I feel like I use often when I'm describing some of these Shaw Brothers classics. I don't know if I'm just looking for more action and less story, or less dramatic plot, or something gets lost in translation along the way. But Philip Kwok befriends this female kung fu expert. Her character's name is Wen King. Again, I don't know if I'm saying these correctly or not. She is played by actress Wen Xia Earth. That is somehow mistaken as a male. And this is a trope that happens a lot in these martial arts movies, especially Shaw Brothers movies. I can't believe it when I'm watching this. I'm like, this person is not a male. This is a female with a hat on and some male clothing or something like that. But it's a conceit you have to sort of accept. And, because it happens a lot in the Shaw Brothers, and not just Shaw Brothers, but a lot of wuxia, martial arts, kung fu movies. So you got to accept it and stuff like that. I would say adding to the confusion of the movie is this extended flashback that explains why the rival clans are opponents. There's that going on. And I would say that the movie has some interesting sparring scenes in it, but it has a lot of drama and is ultimately kind of on the forgettable side. I'll give you my letter grade in a second here. If you've seen clips from this movie, there is some fun visual elements towards the end where Philip Kwok is fighting this martial arts clan there, the rival clan, and they do this like circle attack where they all kind of go around him in a circle formation, kind of both ways. I can't do that with my hands. I don't have the coordination for that, but and it's interesting to see Phil Kwok being coy and cool and collective in this fight or battle, and it's also interesting to see Chang Cheh, the student from the Five Deadly Venoms, on the opposite side there as well. But ultimately, visually, some of that stuff looks kind of interesting, and there's some scenes in the movie that I found kind of compelling, but again, kind of forgettable all the way around. Maybe this got remastered and there was some commentary and some explanation. Frank Chang, I'm giving you a shout out. Maybe I'll like it a little more if I know a little bit more of the backstory and how the novel is kind of interplayed into the story and stuff like that. I might appreciate it a little more, but I'm going to give this a letter grade of D. So let me know if you've ever seen The Sword Stained with Royal Blood. It does have some Venoms in it, so that's a plus. And it's Chang Cheh, so I do like that. So let me know in the comments below what you thought of this review, and if you're a fan of some Shaw Brothers movies for CoinOpTV. We'll see ya next time.